Okay, so in short, you've had a tragedy, second time.
Yep.
With the farm, with the animals. You had a fire, lost a significant amount of your stock.
Yep.
And then the animals that survived ended up getting some type of disease or infection.
Yeah. There's a lot dying every day.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Can you not salvage the meat?
No, they're baby pigs that are dying.
Oh, that's so hard.
Yeah. And there's like absolutely nothing we can do until the sows develop immunity. So, yeah, it's
So what are you doing?
Really disheartening.
What do you do with the bodies?
They go into a burial, our disposal burial pit. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just so hard on the people.
Well, of course.
I am.
Because these are animals you're caring for.
Yeah. And the reason they work here is because they love animals and
right. It's a little different than if your wheat crop doesn't do well. That affects you financially, but you're not watching an animal suffer. So, that's a whole other dimension of caretaking involved when you're raising animals.
Yep.
Oh, just devastating for you. And not only that, but there is the financial cost. Is there, the insurance, and how do you claim it? Is this claimable? And what's the issue? And where did the fire start? And what is it? And now you're dealing with an infection that sounds like you can't fix.
Yep. Yeah, so it's that whole helplessness, definitely have no control over it. And
you just have to let it ride itself out, and you're at the mercy of it.
Yep. We're at the very beginning of, started Saturday, so we've got a couple weeks to go yet.
Before it's kind of like
before the sows develop immunity and pass it on to the babies, and then they don't die anymore. Yeah.
How are you doing?
So hard to keep it out.
Are you sleeping okay?
Not really, no. And I'm one of those people that can sleep through anything, and I just wake up multiple times a night.
In a panic? Are you panic?
No, I just have a headache and just the weight of it, trying to keep employee morale up, and I'm the contact point for everyone, like for every department, and dealing with the fire marshal and the insurance and the reconstruction of the building, and now the vet with this other thing going on, and then you have to contact all the people, all the other producers around you to tell them that you have it. I mean, that's the nice thing to do, so they can take extra precautions, and it's a lot of weight. It's a lot. Yeah. And
how's your dad doing with all this? Because this is his.
Well, he's in California with my sister and my nieces. So as a family, we made a decision that we would not tell mom and dad until they got home. Yeah,
that way they can if they're on vacation, enjoy themselves.
Right, and I worry about my dad driving home. It's 20 hours home, driving distractedly.
And he's in his 80s, right?
Yeah. Well, he'll be 80 in July. And so yesterday at the end of the day at 4:30, the phone rings, and he's like, one of our vendors called him and said, I heard about your fire.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, no, it wasn't a vendor. It was our loan officer. And I was like, oh, my gosh.
You're like, shh.
Yeah. It was a little bit ugly for a while. But I just talked to that's what I was talking to when he called with my sister in California, and she said that Dad's kind of settling into it and understands why I handled it that way, and that, he's upset, as anyone would be.
Of course.
And
put yourself in his shoes.
Like we do.
Yeah.
It's a very helpless feeling. And,
yeah. Well, and imagine that you're the one on vacation and your son is the one running the business, and you find out this news. At what point are you okay with it?
Right.
Never.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no good point.
Yeah. Yeah, and that, the thing that's hard for me is he doesn't trust that what I'm doing is taking care of things. He thinks he needs to do it.
Of course.
And that I don't do it good enough. And so that's the frustrating part.
Well, and don't you agree that's a huge source of the stress that is such a underlying factor in your inflammatory problems?
Oh.
The fact that you have to perform for him, and he is freaking crazy. I say that with love.
Yeah.
I'm not judging.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like, if mom finds out, this will put her in a tailspin, and she needs this time with her granddaughter because her memory's going so fast. And and Melissa said you can tell that there is something going on with that. Like it shows on his face, and mom's going to figure it out. And so that's the very reason that we try to keep it from him. And so it just, I had a dig deep this week. And there were a couple of times that you want to beat yourself up about, no, this is no one's fault. Stuff happens. We'll get through it. My husband and I, a couple of times I said, "Are you mad at me?" No, I'm not mad at you. And I had to step back and say, okay, he's dealing with the stress of this in his own way, and it's not me he's upset with, it's the situation. And so and I have not eaten bags and bags of candy. I just
that's what I was waiting for. I was going to ask that next.
Yeah.
How are you doing with your coping mechanisms? Which ones are you using?
Today I was a little bit, I kept picking up food, and I wasn't, like I was a tiny bit hungry, but not to the point I really needed to eat, and just realizing it's more a matter of I need something to do. But you'd be very impressed, I haven't knitted for I hadn't knitted until today when I had a conference call, and I knit to keep my hands busy. I haven't knitted since Friday.
I'm so proud of you.
I know.
So you've removed your, I deserve to eat. You removed the need to express your fight or flight by fighting with yarn.
Yep.
You're kicking ass right now. So what are you doing instead? Are you contemplating? Are you cleaning?
Not even really cleaning. I'm just doing a lot of just contemplating.
Have you cried? Have you cried and just kind of let it out?
No.
That is surprising me.
I've come close a couple of times.
Okay, that's. Why don't you just freaking cry?
Because I'm afraid if I open up the floodgates, I'm going to cry a lot.
Okay. So what if that's the antidote to your rheumatoid arthritis?
Well, okay, so
I'm just going to throw that out there. What if crying is the anti-rheumatoid arthritis right now?
That's a really good thought, because I have been so swollen this week, unbelievably just inflamed, and I knew it was the stress of the situation. I haven't allowed myself the time to cry and to grieve, and
Okay, so it's happening so what is happening is happening. It's an active thing, right?
Right.
So the grieving process, I want you to experience as a happening as well, versus it will happen, because what you're doing is you're going into a space of potential denial. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that completely.
So by allowing yourself to cry, if you're a crier, I am a crier. Only because to me it's a form of expression. It's a release of energy. It's actually it's a form of acceptance and willful surrender. Put up your white flag. Put it up.
Yeah.
This is tragic. This is a tragedy. You're not just have a poor crop of wheat. You're dealing with the lives of animals that you care for. That is important. The lives of the people around you in grief and sorrow and sadness, and to be able to express that for you is like acceptance. If you aren't allowing that, because the word you used is, I'm not allowing it.
Yeah, I'm not, like, I feel like I can't do that because I need to show everyone else that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, but what you're saying is this isn't... I understand what you're doing is everything's okay by not admitting this is... I'm not going to admit this is hard. Everything's fine. Yeah. Everything's just okay. It's going to come out. Where is it hiding?
In my stomach. I've had a few hours on the floor. I haven't had that kind of stomach pain for a while.
Is it coming up now that I'm talking to you?
What?
Is it coming up now that I'm talking to you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I told my sister that I'm the farm cheerleader, and so I can't be sad yet.
Okay, well, you can. It's okay to be sad while it's happening. Don't forget, you're human. You are human.
Yeah.
I am. And it's understandable. I guess I don't want to project myself onto you. I want to make sure I'm not doing that. Because I'm sitting here going, why don't you let yourself cry? Well, what would I do in your position? And when, for example, the closest thing I've come to something tragic is watching my mother die. Or watching my little dog Jana having to put her down. Let alone like hundreds of animals.
Yeah.
The idea that you have to be the strong one ultimately is like saying to yourself, you aren't allowed to experience grief. Why is that strong? What's so strong about that when you end up with rheumatoid arthritis as a form of expression?
Right.
So your freaking nervous system is burning the insides of your body. You're just... But you're going to keep a smile on because I'm the strong one.
Which is... I don't know if there's ego in there. I don't think it's ego.
It is survival. That's ego. There is an ego involved in this.
Yeah.
But it's I know what you're saying. Tell me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is it's not I'm superior. I'm holding, but in a way you are still holding yourself to a role that is not really kind.
Right. Yeah.
And what is it doing for everybody else? What is it really doing? Is it really helping them? Is it really helping them?
No, because they might feel like they can't express their grief because I'm not expressing mine. Yeah.
I don't know. I want you to open yourself up to questioning the idea that what is the strong one? What is that really?
The one who can admit that this is harder than hell.
Yeah, and this is it is you said something early on, and it was like, it's not just the business. These people care about the animals. They have this is not just watching your crop wilt.
Yep. Yeah, this is a whole different ballgame.
It is.
It's crushing.
Well, take your employees out of it. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I feel so bad for the piglets and the sows, and it's awful. It's just awful. They have diarrhea, and then so therefore they're wet, so therefore they're chilled, and they don't feel good anyway. And we're doing everything we can to make them comfortable, but it's awful. It's yeah.
You feel hopeless.
Well, when you have the flu, how you feel.
Oh yeah, they feel probably very similar. They're mammals.
Yeah.
They feel horrible, and they are completely helpless.
Right, completely helpless. And then you have the sow who doesn't feel good either, loses her litter.
Oh, and they're grieving.
Milk her down, and so there's just a lot of layers to it.
Just that alone, how does that feel? That one sow lost her litter and is now dealing with. Not only there's got to be a maternal aspect of that, and
oh yeah,
how it affects them. Yeah. They have emotions, they have feelings. How does that impact them? On top of the fact that you're left with physical pain.
Yeah.
There's layers and layers of this you're repressing.
I am. Yeah, I absolutely am. Yeah.
So
I'm listening to this book about, it's like an autobiography kind of book, and the author is also doing the reading, and she got to a part where she was having problems holding together reading her own book, and I was almost crying. I was like, nope, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Why not? Let it out. On top of the fact that you have to, there is a degree of compassion you're going to have for your dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sitting here wondering when this is going to blow up.
Yeah, and I'm worried about my mom's health when she gets back and finds out, because I'll probably have more caregiving with her, and I have Josie this weekend and my kids' goats to take care of this weekend, and I think I'm just afraid to let myself fall apart.
Because
I might not be able to put it back together. But I can, because I've been through harder stuff than that.
There you go.
I can do it.
I know.
Yeah.
Why don't you let yourself cry?
Fine, I will.
I know. It's just expression. Or go get a freaking bat and beat the shit out of a bag. Or go to a shooting range. I mean, when do you get to express this some way? I mean, I guess I'm trying to talk to you about it, but when do you get to actually release the pressure?
Yeah.
And what is releasing the pressure gonna really do? Is it really gonna make things go bad?
No.
No, it's really just it being in the present. I had said to you, go right into acceptance. Go right in. I didn't say go right into denial. I should have. That would have been great, actually.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Just go right into denial.
Just go right into denial. Be the strong one, as if nothing is happening.
That's hilarious.
Because you're the strong one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. I got it.
Okay, good. So how do we go into acceptance, and what does that really mean? Because you could say, well, it's not like I'm in denial. I know what's going on. You're just not allowing yourself to really express how you feel about it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? That's why I was like with that sow and her babies. How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
Sad. Empathy.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know. They have. They're helpless. But in reality, there's nothing you can do about it either. You know, but being able to connect with a mother pig, it's no different than a little, these little birds that are flying around and how they feel. Like my little yellow bird that was my mom's. So they thought it was a boy, but it was laying eggs. My dad originally took the egg out right away. Come to find out, and it changed her behavior. Come to find out, they need to sit on the egg for a couple weeks. It's for their psychological well-being.
Huh.
So even if it's not an edible, I mean, it's not going to do anything because it's not, there's no male around.
Right, but it allows her to do what nature tells her to do.
Correct. The mothering aspect of her nature to occur.
Yeah.
And so her emotional distress made sense after we read that, My poor dad felt terrible.
Oh, yeah, I was this little tiny bird.
I know.
You're just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I did that to you.
And then you move on, right? But it's,
I think I need to go in the barns.
Yeah.
I need to be in there. I need to commune with the sows. I need to feel the pain and let it go.
Yeah, and that's
what I need.
Just know that, this will have an end. There will be a point where they're safe again. You're doing everything you can to help and make them comfortable and to, have a conversation. Of course. It's expression for you. You're expressing it. You're actually connecting with these animals that you feel so responsible for.
Yeah.
You are responsible for.
I am responsible for them.
Yeah.
I take that responsibility so seriously because they are living creatures.
Yeah, and they are mammals and they do have emotions.
Yep. Yeah, sure. I need to go in the barns. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, and you just...
I've had that going through my head. I need to go in there. I need to go in there. And, that's enough to do it.
It is going to be enough to do it. And you know what? Bawl your freaking eyes out. Make it ugly.
Yep. There's a gal in there about my age that works, and my son said, Michelle, Mom, I think she's really having a hard time. I think she cries a lot. And I was like, oh, I feel so bad. Like, I just need to go in there and cry with her.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a feeling after you do that and after the clouds part and settle, you're going to feel different.
Yeah. I'm sure I will. Absolutely.
Okay. My job here is done.
Monday I get to have a liver biopsy. So that's kind of been on my mind too.
Yeah.
I told my husband, I think I'm just going to cancel that and reschedule for another day. And
is that because you want to deny what's reality too?
Well, yeah, I think it was more that than anything if I don't know, I don't have to deal with it. And he had a few choice words for me.
No shit. That's why I'm like, were you going to be in denial about that too?
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Okay,
I'm the strong one. We shouldn't go get my liver tested.
Oh my gosh.
The thing is this, whatever it is what it is, and it is that right now. So you can either face it now and acknowledge what it is now, find out that it's nothing now, have a solution now, or you can just pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
This is something I've learned. As things arise, accept them as they arise. Don't deny them. Don't push them. Don't hide them. Don't push them in. Don't turn them and twist them and just what is it that's coming forward? Because if this is in your book of things that are arising, why are you skipping that chapter? The chapter exists. You're going to have to finish the book. Go to that chapter.
Yep.
It might not be as bad as your fear is saying, and it might be as bad as your fear is saying, but either way, that's part of the chapter. You might want to face it now so you stop running from it.
And don't you find that 90% of the time it's not as bad as you thought it was?
Yes, of course, because fear magnifies everything.
Yeah.
But if it is what you fear, your capacity to handle it is more than your fear is saying.
Right. Yeah. And I think that was part of this, like when we were first getting sick pigs, and I kept telling myself, that's not what it is, that's not what it is, it's something else, it's not what it is. Mm-hmm. And then I was finally like, okay, you just need to face reality because it's here. And we just need to deal with it and move on.
You're going to find that as you start allowing things to happen and you stop closing your eyes to it, okay, denying, closing, moving, adjusting, and all that shit, you're going to lose a lot of these symptoms.
Yeah.
I think a lot of your symptoms are holding in. It's like, release yourself from that. Release it. Why do you got to hold it in? Release it. Then it's gone.
Yeah, I agree. Because like yesterday morning, I haven't had that much edema for a couple of years. And in the course of the day, like just making plans and, like plan of attack, what are we going to do? If this happens, we'll do this. And, just kind of going through worst case scenarios. Mm-hmm. And yeah, by last night, I was so much better. Kind of letting go of accepting and then letting it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Try it. You might find that that's better than removing sugar.
Yep.
Just a thought.
Oh, that reminds me. I was supposed to be aware of my fear of the food as I'm eating it. Mm-hmm. And I thought I had a fear of quote-unquote bad food.
Yeah.
I had a fear of every kind of food.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, what in the hell is this? Yeah. Anything that was in front of me, like, I could feel that coming up, like...
Everything. So what is that fear about? Fatness? Or just your... health. So it's connected to the health aspect of your fatness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like an orthorexic type lean.
Right.
And that's how it feels to someone who's orthorexic. And they'll eliminate food. They back themselves into a corner to where they're only having supplements. Now, obviously, you're not that disordered. But the fact that you're seeing it's all food. I've seen this with people who are morbidly obese. Because they have guilt with any time they eat. Any eating is bad. Doesn't even matter if it's, any concept of purity. Even if it's pure food, they feel bad about it. Man, how do you think that impacts your body?
Oh, yeah.
Not the food, but...
Yeah, the fight or flight around whatever I was getting ready to eat.
Has it diminished since you've been more aware of that?
Yeah, I think it has, and I haven't eaten, I don't think I've eaten very much this week. I'm not really a food planner. I'm not very good at that. About bringing lunch with me and stuff. I'm more like, I'll figure out what I'm going to eat when I'm hungry. But I think food was in my head more than I thought it was. And this week, that was just kind of, it's just been like whatever. And being able to, like, on my way home, if I was starving, as soon as I got home, or not even starving, if I was a little hungry, I would eat something as soon as I got home and then start dinner. Well, then I wasn't hungry for dinner. And now I can, you'll be fine until you get dinner ready, and then eat that, and then decide what else you want to eat. So, just.
Well, it sounds like you have, it sounds like you have some clarity.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good. That's good.
Yep. Yep. And like last night, my husband wanted tomato soup and grilled cheese, and it was my last jar of tomato soup I canned, and he said, "You want to split it?" And I said, "No, I wasn't one. And I just want a grilled cheese." And I just sat and savored that grilled cheese because it tasted so good. And
there was no fear attached to it, no anxiety while you ate it. See, now that right there. Do you think that grilled cheese, if we really wanted to, we could shame the hell out of you. That grilled cheese, oh my God.
And any other time, if I ate a grilled cheese, I would kind of try to eat it fast so Nick didn't watch me eat it. Yeah,
because you felt shame about it. And you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, this time I was in full view.
Awesome.
And I sat and savored every single bite of it. I made love to that grilled cheese.
And there was no guilt, no shame, no I did something wrong. You just connected with it, and you'll find that it was satisfying. That it left you with, like, I feel satisfied. Like, I don't need anything else. Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, I think I fell asleep at 9 o'clock in the chair. And no, I got up and went to bed because I fell asleep in the chair the night before, and that was a bad thing.
Well, I'm pretty excited if you can keep this, fear and food separate from each other, that you're going to actually start noticing physically feeling different over the course. I mean, obviously you have anxiety now stemming from denial of reality. That's a challenging reality that you're handling. Once you kind of release that, you go out to that barn and you face your grief and you connect with these animals in a loving, compassionate way, and you allow yourself to share that compassion and heartbreak, I have a feeling you're going to feel so much better.
Yeah. Me too.
When you combine all that. And so then we can actually get a sense of how your body's responding to how your body feels, if we can get rid of those two aspects of the symptoms, the symptom of the inflammation.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I had to have my liver numbers run yesterday. Yeah, yesterday morning. And that's when I had so much edema, and I thought, oh, God, I'm curious to see what these are.
Yeah, and you got to just make sure your doctor understands the degree of stress you're under.
I think I forgot to tell you this, I think my GI doctor thinks I'm an alcoholic, because I said to him, do you think that with liver problems that alcohol affects people, like it makes you, the effects are magnified? And he said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, the reason I ask is because after just 2 drinks, I'm like loaded. Like, I feel like I could just fall off the chair. What I meant was 2 sips of 1 mixed drink. And a couple days later, I realized he thought I meant 2 mixed drinks.
Either way, 2 mixed drinks is like an alcoholic can put down a bottle because they've acclimated. They acclimate to the. So either way, I'm pretty sure he didn't think you were going to alcoholic. As soon as you said 2 mixed drinks, he's like, "You're wasted off 2 drinks."
Yeah, he said, "Is that a bad thing?" I said, "Well, no, but." And then later, I was retelling my daughter-in-law about it, and I said, "Oh my God, he thinks I've meant 2 complete drinks."
Let me tell you something. Your sensitivity to alcohol is the fact that you've only had 2 sips. You're not drinking very much, so. That would make anybody a cheap date.
I am a pretty cheap date now.
Well, at least you got that going for you.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much kicking ass this week, except for denying my grief over this tragedy.
Yeah, I think it served a purpose, you being all strong and in your survival fight mode. Your fight mode is, I'm capable, I'll handle this, we're going. But you know what? At some point, you're going to need to become a real person.
Yeah.
You know, the bionic nature of fight or flight you're going to need to bring yourself down to reality. And if you can do that sooner than later, you're going to save your body continued harm from holding this in.
Right. Yeah. I see that very clearly. I see that.
Good. Well, if you can see it clearly, then that should actually be calling you. You know, like you said, I know what I need to do. You should almost be like, I need to do it now. I'm going out there. I'm doing it. What am I waiting for? You know.
You know, last week when you said to me, when are you going to start fighting for yourself and quit asking me to fight for you? Mm-hmm. That really got me. I was like, God, I am doing that.
I know. I'm like an enabling rescuer here.
Yeah.
I'll just keep on charging you. I'll just ask for another.
Michelle, can we do this twice a week now?
I have a feeling in my heart we need to talk 3 more times this week. We need to work on that.
Yeah, I would have said, okay.
Oh my God. You would have thought, God, Robin, she's really pushy. Well, the thing is, you got to learn to do it for yourself. You got to you get in a position where you can sense, here's my opportunity. I can either keep on doing it the way I've always done it, or I can actually go into a space I've never been before, and I can, go into vulnerability, become vulnerable.
Yeah.
What if the outcome is different? You don't have to keep on doing the same goddamn thing that doesn't really do anything for you anymore. You could say at some point this response has really kept you in where you're at. It's enabled your father. You've, all these things. But at some point, when are you going to stop? When are you going to, your body clearly is where it's manifesting as a failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's successful in the moment, but physically it's failing.
Yep. Yeah. And I need to be here a few more years with my little granddaughter.
Yeah, you do. You do. The thing about it is the body is kicking ass. It's just, does it really have to be put under so much strain?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because there's strain here that's like, it's clearly handling it.
Yeah.
But it's at the cost of your organs. The thing is, it's like the body has so much time that it can handle and absorb the impact of the environment, right? It's like when I was in college, we learned about the impact of running and how the body can absorb it and how the body's made to absorb it and how long can it absorb it? Well, if you want to be a runner, you're going to need to expect to have knees that degrade when you're in your 40s and 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's only so much lifespan to those joints. So
right.
If you are running, the goal is to make sure you're not doing as much damage and you're doing walk runs or, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Look at the whole body that way. How much longer can your adrenals do this? And how is it impacting your ovaries? How has it been impacting your skin, your sleep pattern, your eyes? All of these organs, have to accommodate to the diabetes you're in constantly because you're in stress constantly.
Yeah.
Your need for food over this course of the week should have been pretty much, you basically injected yourself with a stress of HCG, but no HCG. I'm doing the protocol, but with cortisol, not HCG this week.
Yep.
On top of the perpetual shame and guilt you eat with food.
That was a little shocking to me.
Oh, good. Well, it wasn't shocking to me. I'm not shocked. I'm just happy to hear that it's registering and you recognize it and you can let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
It is good.
So let's talk about what you should expect when you go into the barn.
Yeah, I can already feel it. Just the emotion of those sick little babies.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to be in there alone for a while, and then I need to go look up my friend, and we need to make her know it's okay to cry.
Yeah, you
it's
do.
Okay to be sad. Don't have to be strong for anybody, Michelle.
Mm-mm. No, you don't. It's okay to admit this is hard.
It is. Yeah, it's hard.
And it's sad.
Yeah. It is. I think the other thing I try to do is my dad, whenever there's whatever it is going on, he has to tell, or if he's sick, he has to tell every person that calls his long, sad story so they feel sorry for him and tell him, you know. And, like, that drives me nuts. And so I think I try to compensate for his whininess by not being whiny.
I'm going to rephrase that.
And I know.
You're trying to compensate for how judgmental you are.
I just hit my head. Threw my head back so far.
Sorry. He's such a whiny little bitch, and I don't want to be that. You know what? Even if you're right, why are you criticizing him? Why are you judging him as inferior? Why are you so goddamn superior? Remember when you said this isn't about ego? Well, guess what just showed up?
God.
There it is.
My friend, ego to the party.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's not. So here's the thing. You could say, and let's just make an assumption because that's all we can do. Your dad just likes to talk about him having a hard time and being sick because it gives him a sense of, like, importance. Let him have it.
Yeah.
Does that mean that when other people have issues, they should keep their mouth zipped?
No.
Is your intention to tell everybody so you can feel special and important and people can feel sorry for you? Is that what you're getting? No. Maybe it's just to let people know we're having a hard time right now.
Yeah.
It's been a rough year. The year's just getting started.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see that clearly now too.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be human. You're holding yourself to, again, inhumane standards because you criticize the humanness of your dad.
Yeah.
There's the narcissism.
Yeah. So
you're holding yourself to inhumane ideas because you were so freaking judgy McJudgerpants.
I say that to myself whenever I'm being a bitch.
Judgy McJudgerpants.
I'll see something and say something in my head that's so judgmental, and then I'm like, oh my God. Judgy McJudgerpants.
Yeah. And I always think karma's going to be a bitch when that one comes around.
Right.
I might want to reverse that. How do I reverse it?
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. It was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
So this is your karma. You're held to a higher standard.
Uh-huh.
So you're having hundreds of your pigs die in a terrible way, and you're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to feel anything. You have to act like nothing's wrong.
And I have, so the old Michelle would have not told anyone and tried to keep it a secret. but I have, like, two people where we are going through a really hard time. We have this virus, and, you know, this is what I need, and this is what our business needs, and this is what's going to happen, and this, you know, and know that I'm not a failure just because that happened. I'm not.
So you kind of
has nothing to do with.
Yeah, you're not holding on to pride. You don't. So you're that aspect is removed, but you're still holding yourself above and beyond like humanness in regards to not wanting to be your father. That comes from really kind of being cruel about your own dad's way of dealing with his whatever it is. Okay, sure, he's weak. We can call him whatever we want, but he's still human.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder what my kids say about me.
Yeah, well, karma's a bitch. Let's find out.
They're usually pretty open with me.
I'm kidding. They're probably like,
Mom, really?
She has no emotions. We don't know why. She just nothing. But yet she's knitting, like obsessively knitting. She loves her yarn more than she likes us.
I saw this thing and said, "Not tonight, dear. I'm knitting."
Yes. Not tonight. Nope. Sorry, I'm busy. I got a lot of knitting to do. So someone's got to get the work done around here, okay?
I got some shit to work through. So.
As you complain about your arthritis. Why do my hands feel so arthritic? It's the sugar. It's the sugar.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Don't tell the doctor that you knit obsessively.
I just had a visual of that.
Just blame it on the sugar and he'll buy it.
My gastroenterologist, or my rheumatologist would look at me like I'd lost my mind. My primary care doctor would really look at me like that because I'm best friends with his wife and we knit together.
Oh, yeah. And he'd be like, I know that's a problem.
Yeah.
I just zip my lip. Let it be your problem. That's funny.
Oh, my. All right. I'm ready to hit another week now.
Good.
And to go visit some. I can't go in there till Friday, though.
No, well, then you can start preparing emotionally.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
I might be able to go in tomorrow.
Well,
I think what time I get done with everybody tomorrow. I might be able to go in tomorrow.
Well, I hope you do, because I think the sooner you process this and express it, the better for you.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you need to face it in your mind first.
Yeah. I do. I just really want to be in there with the pigs and the people that care for them and just share some pain.
Yeah. Be human for just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just let yourself be vulnerable and have humility. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let yourself be a peasant for 2 seconds. That's my new one. You're just a peasant like everybody else.
Amen.
Right?
Okay.
All right.
This was a good one. You can do whatever you want with it.
Okay. I'll share it then.
All right.
It is a good one. I think it's You're living a real life. This is not made up shit. You're not blowing things out of proportion. This is like, here's reality, and you're doing the opposite.
Right.
Let's make this muffin.
It's fine. I put some pink sprinkles on it. It's fine.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just like I'm listening to you and I'm like, oh yeah, no. I should have wrote her. Just go into denial. Just go right in. They deny it all.
Oh my gosh. You should make memes. You have some good ones.
Here's what you should do. Deny it all. Repression. Great coping skills. Hide the evidence. Deny everything. Oh, and then all of a sudden you start having physical manifestations and blame sugar. Blame it on the sugar.
Right.
Or Obama.